Hello, my name is Melissa and I'm a certified esthetician, and I'm coming to you today from the beautiful inside of ShopEco in Tecumseh, Ontario. And I'm going to be answering one of our viewer questions today. So every week we come to you with a different topic or answering a question that one of you guys have asked, covering a variety of topics. So it could be anything from beauty, wellness, skincare, makeup. Some of our people here will answer gift giving or how to run a business on whatever you would like to hear us talk to. So there's a way to do it, and I will tell you about it at the end. But stay tuned for that, because there is a way that you can get a $25 ShopEco gift certificate. So today's question comes to us courtesy of a longtime friend of ours, Sue Papp. Thank you so much for your question. Sue wanted us to talk on brows, how to fill them in step by step. So I will gladly talk to you about that today. So getting into it, I hope this setup works for you folks. I'm going to get nice and close so you can see my eyebrows. I tinted them fresh for you yesterday. They were due anyways. So I'm a very fair individual. I don't know if you can see my roots right now, but I'm an ash blonde. I'm the darkest blonde or the lightest brown. I'm right on the edge. A brunette, I should say. So I'm right on the edge between blonde and brunette, but I am an ash tone, so I am very, very fair. So my eyebrows, if I don't tint them, they're very, very fair, and they wash out, especially in the daylight. And there's a lot of little hairs that actually, like the peach fuzzes almost texture, that make up my eyebrows. But if I don't tint them, my eyebrow on this side in particular, I struggle with the most. It would actually cut off much shorter, and it's a lot thinner looking. So for me personally, tinting them makes a world of difference. It's easier for me to fill them in and do my makeup, and it gives me more of a frame to my face. So I do prefer to do that service for myself. As an esthetician, I can. If you are not, you could definitely go to your favorite spa, and they can definitely take care of that spa or salon for you. I like to go a little bit more dramatic, so I could go softer into more of an ash tone. I like to go just a little bit fuller with my color, a little more richness. That's just what I like contrast wise. But you can definitely have it tailored to you and your coloring, whether there's so many colors now that they have compared to when I was in school. They have every color you can imagine now, from blondes to ashes, ash tones to grays to reds to browns, black. So there's a lot of different colors that you could go with. So just throwing it out there, you don't have to do that, but if you are struggling like me, it could be useful. And also, I am a child of the 80s and 90s, but my beauty formative years were during the 90s. So for those of you that skip that and are a little bit younger, what was going on in the fashion world and the beauty world at that time was very thin eyebrows were a trend. So if you go back and watch a lot of pop culture shows and look at the supermodels of that time, like Kate Moss, you'll see that eyebrows were a lot thinner. And my mom, who was a child of the 70s, also had thinner eyebrows. So my influence was thinner. And I'm a fine-haired person, so my eyebrows are naturally a little bit thinner. So this right here is a lot of hard work. Not that it's hard, but regrowth. So they've come a long way. I would definitely recommend Fit Glow's. Actually, I'm going to grab that and show you. All right, I would recommend Fit Glow's Brow and Lash Night Serum. This stuff has been phenomenal. It launched earlier this year, and I've really been relying on it heavily. I know this isn't filling in an eyebrow, but just to give you a context of, some products that might help make your life a little easier, because usually if you're filling in your eyebrows, there might be some sparse spots like I deal with, some patchiness. Might be from over tweezing. It could just be from age. It could be just your growth, your hair growth cycle. There's a lot of different factors as to why you might be filling them in, but that's generally what we're seeing. Sometimes it's because you're going a little bit on the silver side, so you want to give them a little bit more depth of color. But this product right here that I was mentioning, the Fit Glow Night Lash and Brow Serum is phenomenal. I've been using this religiously since their launch earlier this year, and it's really made a difference to the length of my lashes. So they're actually pretty long now, and it's helped to grow my brows back. Not that it's going to fix everything for everyone, because if you've done damage to the hair follicle, you just can't make a hair come back. But if it's there, you'll get them back. So if you see any stray friends, it's because I'm trying to grow them back. I hear a train is going to be coming, so I apologize in advance if it gets loud. I may pause it. So if you're finding that you're struggling with your brow hairs, I would say get that serum. Use it every night. It goes on very easily. A little goes a long way. You put it on like a liquid eyeliner on your upper eyelid area, and then you can just run some through your eyebrow area, and I just use my finger to make sure it's well blended in, and then just do that every night. And each tube will last you 3 months. You could probably go a little longer, but you don't generally want to, just because of bacteria load. So 3 months is kind of the gold standard. So that's what I would recommend there to kind of prep your eyebrow area. I'm going to pause it. I can tell it's going to be a loud one. Excuse me for just a moment. All right, thank you for bearing with me for a moment. So that's kind of what I do as a way to prime and prep my eyebrows at night to make sure that they are at the best they could possibly be for myself in the morning, to make my life a lot easier. I find that if you're using eye creams in the daytime, for the most part, as long as they're not too oily, you're going to be in good shape. So you still want to do your eye products, because I like to go all the way around personally. Some people don't go that far, but I do, and I never find an issue with my makeup application. So when I'm applying my brow product is once I do my complexion products. Personally, I like to do my mascara first, and then I like to put on my concealer, and I use a setting powder to keep it in place so it doesn't travel into my fine lines, because I'm going to be 38 next month, so the fine lines are cropping up and makeup will migrate a little bit, and I am somebody that's a little bit more combination towards oily, so makeup can shift on me. So that's one little step that I do, and then I put my foundation on, and then once that's on, that's when I like to do my brows. And I find it gives me a nice frame, and it takes what would naturally look very short, it elongates my eye area, and then when I'm putting my eyeshadow on, I find that it really helps me to make the shape for my eyeshadow even look a lot better. My eyelids are hooded, so that means my upper eyelid sits heavily onto my lower eyelid, and you don't see my creases easily when I'm just looking straight at you. So as I've started to mature, makeup changes, right? So I found that the easiest way to make sure that my makeup is going on looking balanced is to do my brow first. Now that's a preference, you know, there are rules to makeup and then there are no rules, so whatever works better for you. But that's just what I've found works a lot better for myself, and if it makes your life easier, I just wanted to share that tip. So I have all kinds of products here. I'm gonna start with the Brow Luxe. So Brow Luxe is a great company. As you can see, we're out of some of the pencils right now. It's coming to us from Winnipeg, Manitoba, so a great Canadian company. The woman that makes this line is passionate about eyebrows. That's her thing. So you're getting a really good product, and I've been filling my eyebrows in since I've been about 13, 12, 13, somewhere in there. I've always liked makeup. And these are, I would say, hands down, my favorite eyebrow pencil I've ever played with from both the conventional industry and the green, clean, natural beauty industry. They're fantastic. My favorite color, personally, it's in the cool tone. It's called Ash. It's the second pencil in the lineup. And then we're actually out of this tester, so for our next order, we'll be getting more. But to show you one step down, for example, is taupe. So I don't know if I'll be able to get it in the shot, but you can kind of, it wants to focus on my face, sorry guys. You can kind of see that it is a very, very fine pencil, and then you get the brush on the end, which is fantastic. So I like to go with Ash because like I said, I like just a little bit more depth of color. You can kind of see on the tail of my eyebrow here how it looks. but for today's purposes, I'm going to use the taupe. I'm going to go over what I already did. So this eyebrow is my trickiest. I get a lot of patchiness, so I generally start there first, and that way it's easier for me to finish up and create the symmetry on this side. Ambulance. Always something. Okay, that's how you know this was filmed live. So I'm just going to grab my mirror because it's a little easier for me than trying to look back and forth. I hope this doesn't get in the way too much, guys. So what I like to do first is I raise my eyebrows up to create a little tension. That's just what works best for me. And I like to draw the line across the bottom first to create definition on the front deck of my eyebrows. So just little hair strokes. You don't want to do like a solid line. If you draw that on, it's going to look harsh. If you're looking for a more realistic look for every day, I do see some younger people do that, especially those that like to play around on Instagram. That's absolutely fine. It's more of a dramatic look. You're going to be doing more of a full face of makeup, but for the bulk of our people, what they're looking for day to day is that little hair stroke. So I like to do my line across the base first, and then I will take the brush and kind of blend it in. And then I do I like to turn it where the tip, if I can try to make it show up. One day I'll get good at this. So that bottom tip, you can see where it gets a little sharper. I like to turn it downward and do some strokes in the front to create the illusion of some hairs where it's a little bit sparse for me. So I'll just do a bunch of little hair-like strokes through there, blend it in again. Now on this eyebrow, I work a little bit higher because I have a little bit more sparseness, and I will do more of a line through here. So the saying in the industry is brows are sisters, not twins. So you have to do what's going to work best for you. So on this one, I feel actually a little more lower. This one, I feel a little more higher. Sometimes it's about trying to create that balance, especially depending on how your face sits, because not all faces, generally speaking, are perfectly symmetric if you draw lines across the face. So on this eyebrow, I do go a little bit higher, and then I bring a little swoop through on the tail. This one I draw it a little bit extra long because it cuts off a little bit more. This one, my tail goes almost to the end. So that's kind of the nice thing. On this eyebrow, I have to pull my brow hairs down sometimes to fill in the middle patchiness, because everybody's different on how you want to fill in. Generally, you're doing little hair-like strokes to fill in. You can run the brush for little streaks throughout the tail area because it's going to look a little more natural if you do longer streaks on the tail area, because that hair area is a little bit denser, so it's not going to look as fake looking. And if you're local and if you want some one-on-one attention, you can always book an appointment to come in and I could show you one-on-one. If you're not local, then you can always book a virtual consult and I can gladly help you digitally based on what your actual experience is. So that's kind of the main thing, is, you know, doing those little hair-like strokes. You can do a little run with it if you need to, and then using the brush to really blend upward. So that's how I get my fill, and when I'm teaching my clients in the store what we usually do. And then we do have all kinds of brow gels. Now I've seen some makeup artists that will talk about or do on themselves where they like to do their brow gel first and then their pencil. Again, it's tomato. It's what's going to work best for you. I like to do my brow gel after to set the hairs in place. My hairs are a little bit more wiry in spots, and they can be then at the same time soft and try to fall. So I find that setting them after works better for me. I've tried the before thing. It does not work for me, but some people like to do that. You don't need a brow gel if you're keeping them trimmed very straight, if the hairs don't move around like mine do, if you don't have a lot of patchiness where you need to kind of set your hairs in place, kind of like hairspraying your hair into a shape. It's kind of the same idea, whereas if I don't use a brow gel, some of my hairs will fall out of place, and then you'll see where it looks more exaggerated where I had to fill in. So that's why I really like to use a brow gel. Lately I've been using a clear. Brow Luxe does make a clear brow gel, which is quite nice. And then we have from Fit Glow Beauty, which was Canadian born and now out of the US, a bunch of them. We do have a clear one from them, but they also have some colored ones. So they have taupe blonde. I'll show you on a paper. That way you can kind of get a sense of the color. So they have taupe blonde. They have gray, which is so nice because so often for our silver haired and those that go white, we don't have a color for you. So we do have gray, something that's actually made for you and your color. Now you don't have to worry about getting something that's red undertoned or too dark or too light. It's going to be just right. We have medium brown, more like a chocolate tone. And then we have black brown. As you can see is a bit darker. So there's definitely something for everybody. And then before Fit Glow came up with their fabulous brow gel, we had pure, 100% pure. So they have a soft brown, which is definitely softer and a little more ashy, cooler. And then we have medium brown. I actually used medium brown. I preferred it personally, but again, I go for a little more drama. So, and they're actually really nice, and they have little built-in fibers into it. So it's kind of nice if you need a little bit more volume, I guess, to fill in your brows. If you have silver or gray hairs in your eyebrow area, do not tweeze them. Someone will come in and tell me that they're tweezing them, but they're dealing with the sparseness. So don't tweeze them. You just want to trim them. Those hairs can tend to be coarse. So that's why I say trim them, for those of you that aren't aware. That way you're keeping them in the structure shape that you need, but they're not getting pulled out or out of control on you. So just trim them and then get a brow gel in the color that you want. And that's going to help to give you more of the depth of color you're looking for without removing them. And then you're getting that thinness, because our hair naturally thins as we mature, and we're going to want all the hairs that we can get towards the end. So going back to Browlux for a minute, they have cool colors, neutral colors, and warm colors, and you should be able to see that online with us. So for the cool colors, there is the taupe, the ash, and the coal. For the neutral, we have coffee, and we have, is it carbon? Yes. And then for the warm, we have walnut, nutmeg, and cocoa. So there's definitely a color for everybody's undertone. Oh, and to show you, really easy to work with the brow gels. They come with what looks like a mascara wand. It's a lot smaller than my mascara wands here, but all you do is just run it through to set it in place. And then what I do is I let it dry, and then I take an eyelash eyebrow brush comb combo that I have, and when I finish my makeup, I just go through one time just to kind of brush it out and make sure that they're all soft looking, that none of the gel clumped anything together, and just keep it all smooth and soft looking. That's just kind of my finishing touch that I find is like a little insider trick of the trade to just make it look perfected. So that's how to fill in an eyebrow. Sue, I thank you for your question. I hope that this helped. And again, if you want some more one-on-one personalized information, I can definitely help you even with figuring out the proportions of where your eyebrow arching should sit and what colors are going to work well for you. So this was just a quick little overview for you. Now, Sue is going to get a $25 ShopEco gift certificate for offering up her question, and we chose to answer it. If you would like an opportunity to get a $25 ShopEco gift certificate for us, what you can do is leave your submission in the comment section below. So it can be just a suggestion for a topic or a very specific question, and then if we choose to answer it, you're going to get a $25 ShopEco gift certificate. So the offer is only valid in Canada. Unfortunately, it excludes Quebec, but it is a wonderful opportunity. And again, I encourage you, if you have any questions pertaining to this, to leave a comment below or to reach out, and I will gladly help you tackle it. All right, may you have the best eyebrows ever, and I hope you found that this made your life a little bit easier. Thank you for the question. Have a wonderful day, and I'm sure we will talk again soon.